So Priscilla is the story of Priscilla Presley. It's based on Priscilla Presley's book, Elvis and Me. And it gets the Priscilla Presley stamp of approval because she is an executive producer of this movie. But essentially, the movie is the story of Priscilla Presley and um, how her love affair with Elvis. So it basically starts off. She's 14 years old. She's a high school student in Germany because her parents are military parents, and they're stationed in Germany. And while Elvis is on tour, on military tour, a friend of his sees her, says that she might be Elvis's type, invites her to a party with Elvis. And at this time, Elvis as is well known. Father is concerned, but the soldier who is taking her to the party, it convinces him that she will be safe, and the two meet, and Elvis is enamored by her. She listens to him. He's able to talk to him, finds her attractive. She, of course, it's Elvis, so she falls for Elvis, and now she has to continue on with her life, high school, because he's going back to the front, and then when he comes back, he goes back to make movies. And what's interesting about this movie is it's almost 2 hours long, and the first hour is is her at 14, and it moves. The first hour is her finally graduating and getting her high school diploma, and I'm
Oh
like,
my
this is
God.
this is amazing, and uh, the you know okay, so this is my issue with the movie. I think the movie, look, Sofia Coppola, accomplished director. I think she did a good job making a biopic based on Priscilla Presley's book, and I think this movie will stand as a testament to the posterity of Priscilla's story, because we've seen many stories about Elvis, many movies about Elvis. We just had one last year for Baz Luhrmann, and this is the other side of that story. Um, you know, and look, I think most people know the story of Elvis, and again, I made this complaint about Killers of the Flower Moon. Um, it's predictable. You kind of know the direction things are going. You know who Elvis is. You kind of it's kind of interesting to see this love struck girl and Elvis, and this this um, forbidden relationship. And quite frankly, Elvis, they didn't have sex until long after she graduated from high school, until they ultimately got married. So there's this kind of dynamic going on. She gets jealous every time the tabloids, has tells a story about him and Anne Margaret or Nancy Sinatra. When she gets stressed out, there's a pill available for that, and so it does kind of get into the drug use of that. And again, you're kind of ahead of the story as it goes along, and you're just waiting for elements of this story to catch up. Like, when is Elvis going to make his turn? When are things going to go bad? And you're just kind of waiting for that moment to come on. And the other thing about it is the tone, and we talk a lot about directors are managers of tone. The thing about this one is, when you come off of Baz Luhrmann's Elvis, which is high energy, moves quickly, this one is much more subdued. It's low energy. It's kind of like you take this high energy Elvis, you put her in front of Priscilla, and she calms him down, and that this movie becomes this calm kind of Elvis story. And to me, that contributed to my boredom of this movie. I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes reviews, and I'm definitely in the minority. I'm not a big fan of this movie. I wouldn't recommend the movie, and
Mm,
I think a lot of it just has to do with the tone. It's boring. It's one note. That's the thing I will say. It's one note. A
uh,
single note is played throughout the entire thing. Look, it's based on Priscilla Presley's story. That's great, and again, it her story deserves to be told, but at the same time, it's like if you were to tell my story, it's not exactly the most engaging story you're ever gonna tell, and I think that's the problem here, and I think it reads better as a book than it does as a movie. So yeah, that's my feeling about this. I think you'll be bored.
well, yeah, I didn't get. First of all, that Elvis movie is really good. I really love
Yeah.
Austin Butler and his performance in it, and sort of the flip side story, an abusive Elvis preying on a young Priscilla who becomes his
Well,
wife is
I mean, look,
I don't know.
I'll give it credit. Elvis is not exactly a predator here. I think they
Right,
were in love, and I think they were in love with the wrong reasons. You know,
right.
I think there's certainly a starstruckness about it, and
Mhm.
but look, in the background here is a casino scene. Um, it's not exactly the most exciting casino scene you're ever going to see.
Well, I'm you know what? I'm gonna take your non-recommendation, Alan. I'm gonna take it.
Okay.